Hello there, this is Joe Costa, your host of ESUGARNEWS, bringing you weekly developments in legal entertainment news. And this week we're going to talk about the estate of Keith Haring and a photographer, or a certain licensee rather, of Mr. Haring's artwork. Now, the dispute was filed 3 years ago, and what happened in the dispute is that the party who was manufacturing certain pieces of clothing had the right to use the famous artist Keith Haring's artwork in connection with these garments. Now, that is a contract, and that gives them permission, but one of the provisions of the contract was that they needed to get approval every time they wanted to use a piece of Keith Haring's artwork in connection with a piece of merchandise. They had to run it by the foundation, they had to run it by the estate, and they had to get approval. And they were accused of not doing that. And they really made a big deal about it in this 3-year lawsuit because they need to maintain the integrity of Keith Haring's artwork. But here's the rub in all of this. It was for a license to use Keith Haring's artwork in connection with underwear. Okay, now, I guess it's harder to find the Victoria's Secret models in connection with the royalty-free photographs. But okay, we'll do our best on ESUGARNEWS. You may ask, is that, the use that Keith Haring contemplated during his lifetime? Well, it's the use that they allowed, and they still wanted to make sure everything was okay. And when all of a sudden images appeared on a bathrobe, or images appeared in connection with a shirt, they were like, well, wait a minute, we thought this was only for underwear, so we're going to object and we're going to file a lawsuit. Well, what was the verdict in that lawsuit? The verdict in that lawsuit was winner, winner. They settled the case. And I always like it when you're able to settle cases. These are people who are in business with each other for a significant amount of time. They both benefited from this relationship. Yeah, there were problems along the road. They didn't get the approvals. They need to respect that approvals need to be granted. And hopefully on a going forward basis, everybody's going to live happily ever after. And that's the type of ESUGARNEWS ending we like. So I will see you next week here on ESUGARNEWS.